Hey everyone, welcome to our small footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. Today's video is the grocery haul, so the one that everyone looks forward to watching, the guilty sort of a pleasure watching everyone else's grocery hauls. I enjoy watching them as well. I don't know exactly what it is. I think part of it's inspiration. It's a bit like the What We Eat in a Weeks that I share as well. I like watching other people's, and part of it is just the inspiration of things that I could potentially use in my own kitchen and stuff like that. But also to see how other people are saving money and what they do and they don't do to try and feed everyone and things like that. So I understand why everyone enjoys them, and it always brings a little bit of a new crowd, which is nice. It gets picked up by the algorithm a little bit more. There is ants everywhere again. And so I get some new viewers coming in from those videos as well, which has its pros and cons. It's always nice when new viewers take the time to look at some other stuff before they put their 2 cents in. I don't know how you want to put that politely, but at the same time it's really nice to have new viewers, and it's of course being that YouTube is to a degree a business, it's always nice to get new viewers, new watchers and all the rest of it, because that helps me out too. So this month is the Christmas shopping trip, so there's a few bits and pieces extra in there, and the cost is a little higher than normal. I have commented recently that my budget has gotten a little bit more flexible with the income from YouTube. We spent a lot of it on the garden. Now we're getting to the point where we're not spending as much on the garden, and so it gives me a little bit more flexibility with my groceries. It means that instead of me walking through Costco and adding everything up in my head or on the calculator to make sure that I've got enough at the end of the trip to pay at the cash register, I'm generally okay because I know that I've got a little bit of leeway. One of the things that we always buy at Christmas time is prawns. So I bought myself, I normally buy a 5 kilo box of frozen green raw prawns in their shells, because I like them like that, because that gives me the ability to do whatever I want with them. And I normally buy a 5 kilo box from Coles, because I find that, because I can go in there and ask at the deli and say, could I have one of the boxes out of the freezer, a whole box? The prawns this month were on sale. So they're $14 a kilo. They're just the green banana brand prawns. They're fairly small, very tasty, a little bit of work to peel and stuff, but really nice. And we go for more bang for the buck as much as possible, because your big tigers can be $30, $40 a kilo. So I bought the bananas. They're $14 a kilo. Now I actually bought 2 5 kilo boxes this year because we bought the new freezer this shopping trip. So I've got plenty of freezer space, and I actually didn't pay for them at all. So in Australia, for anyone who isn't around, we have a system called Flybys. I don't know if it is anywhere else, but in Australia we have a system called Flybys, and you can earn points at Coles, Kmart, and you can also earn it at Bunnings now and things like that. So over the last 6 months or whatever, every time Darryl's gone to Bunnings, I've got him to swipe their Flybys card every time I buy from Kmart, and I'm also a OnePass member, and at the moment that means that if you shop in store at Bunnings or Kmart or whatever, you're getting bonus points, so you get 5 points per dollar spent. So I've purposely made sure that it was swiped. I've tried to take up any bonuses that were relevant to us, though I don't buy the bonus point items unless it's relevant, because that's not saving me any money in the end anyway. And I managed to get enough Flybys points that I could convert them to dollars, so every 2,000 points gives you $10. So I had enough points to convert them to the $140. So I got 2 boxes of prawns for nothing, basically. Like, of course, I spent money to earn those points, but I didn't spend money I wasn't going to already spend. So 10 kilos of prawns, but it's not in I got my notes written out here. It isn't in my dollars that I spent because it was not spent. But in saying that, we did buy some extras this month, partly because I've got the new freezer, so it's allowed me to buy a bit of extra to get into the freezer, something that I haven't been able to do before because the freezer just was too jam-packed. I didn't have the room. So I bought 2 boxes of bananas this month, so that I can freeze an entire box into the freezer to make smoothies and everything with, because we run out of frozen bananas. The kids just eat it like snacks too, so we do run out of frozen bananas. What else did I buy? Oh, I bought a whole box of pineapples to make some more pineapple cordial and stuff with. I bought more chicken than I would normally buy so that I can get some into the freezer as well. I bought steak this month, which is not something I splurge on very often, but it was on special. I think it was $29.99 a kilo Scotch rib fillet from the butcher. I'll show it in the haul anyway. And because it's cheaper at the butcher because they sell it in large quantities, which is part of the problem with buying it. So it was like $100 for the steak, but there is many serves of steak within that as well. So I bought steak, which is a little bit of a kick up in price. Now I've dropped my notes, so I'm going to have to get them. So steak, what else did I buy? I bought a few bits and pieces. I needed pizza cheese. So nobody else has cheese on their pizza. I do. I buy it from Costco, and it's like $40, I think, but it's 4 kilos worth, something like that. And it lasts me like 6 months maybe. So every 6 months or so I buy $40 worth of shredded cheese for myself. And I also bought some mascarpone, some thickened cream, and some cream cheese. Also things that I don't normally buy because I want to make some cheesecake up for myself and some tiramisu up for myself. I will make dairy-free ones for the kids and Darryl as well, but I'll make some dairy ones as well. And now that we've got the new freezer, I can make it and freeze it in serving sizes, and then I can eat it for the next few months as well. So that was the idea. I also make trifle and stuff for Christmas, so the sponge biscuits and things like that. So a lot of bits and pieces. So when you see the groceries, there'll be quite a few bits and pieces that I don't normally buy in there that have kicked up the pricing a little bit. So what did I end up spending? I ended up spending at Coles. I did the click and collect online, which was $2.95.20, and then I went in to grab the prawns, but I also grabbed corn chips and something else because they didn't have it with the delivery order, which was another $23. Woolworths was $272.49. I don't always shop at Woolworths, but I had a whole bunch of everyday rewards points bonuses with them as well, so that's what I did with them. Aldi was $286.63. Costco was $12.28.67. Fruit and veg was $406.92. Fruit and veg was pretty expensive this month. I bought cherries, I bought stone fruit, I bought mangoes, those 2 boxes of bananas, all the pineapples, things like that. And the butcher was $118.55, and again the cost there was mostly that steak. So the total was $2,631.46. Now normally I spend about the $2,200 mark for a 6-week shop, so about $400 over budget there. But as I said, my budget's flexible depending on the time of the year, and that $400 you could count back down to being $35 extra box of bananas, the $100 worth of steak, the $40 worth of shredded cheese, and that sort of thing. So I'm okay with it because I can see where that extra went. And if you break it down, it ends up being $438 a week, or $2.61 per person per meal, which is how I try to break it down to look at it, just so that I'm aware of what I'm spending and I've got a yardstick. So $2.61 per person per meal. I normally try and keep that under the $2 mark, just because that's as I said, it's my yardstick. So that's what we spent this month. It should all be up on the screen. I'll make sure it's all goes up on the screen for you to see the breakdown, because me saying it would have been too fast to really take much notice. And here is the actual groceries. Alrighty, we have table number 1. If you've been around before, you know that there is 3 or 4 tablefuls, generally speaking, because that's just the way it works. We've got rice milk. I got about 20 of these, I think it was. That was whatever was on the shelf. 6 of the rice cakes. I got some scissors and heat gloves. These were free. Coles has promotion at the moment with Curtis Stone. You earn points just by shopping, and once you've got points you can redeem them for product, and these 2 I had enough points to redeem this month, so I did that. I bought some waffle cones because they're nice, and just to save me making some of them sometimes. This was I don't buy them from Coles or Woolworths or get Darryl to buy them in town because they're just too expensive, but this was $10 for 36, so I was okay with that. So I grabbed those. I got 5 rice bubbles and 5 wheat bix. These were bought for me to eat on the way home, except that I ate something else instead, but these are my favorite shapes, so I got them, and there's a second one around because they were 2 for $4. I got our ramen noodles that I really like, the Jin Mai Leng ones. They are $3.10 for a kilo, so they're really good value, as well as the shelf-stable udon noodles that we really like as well. These go 2 for $3.50 most of the time at Coles, but we use 3 or 4 packs per meal if there's all of us, depending on whether it's a dinner or a lunch, so we go through them pretty quick. They're not super cheap, but we do really like them. Again, I bought these fruit tingles to go with my biscuits for the trip home, and I packed them in the back of the car and forgot. Now, I grabbed some bits and pieces of nuts because it's Christmas, basically. We really like nuts, but I don't buy huge amounts of them because they're expensive. But they were on special. Like the peanuts in the shell, which the kids really enjoy, were only, I think it was $5 for that pack. And then these were from Aldi because they were on special, so I grabbed one from there, but I had already ordered these ones from Coles or Woolworths because they were on special too, and they were all under the like $15 a kilo mark, which is pretty cheap for cashews. And I got Darryl some pistachios as well because he really likes those, and then these were just a treat. I bought some pretzels to do some Christmas baking with. I saw a cute little thing using coloured chocolate to make little reindeer heads and things like that, so I thought that might be fun. Otherwise the kids will just eat them anyway. Some green curry paste because it was on special, so I grabbed 2 of those for the shelf. A maple syrup for the shelf. I think we're still only halfway through last month's one, but that can go on the shelf. These tortillas that I buy every month, they're 3 packs of 12 for $8.39. Really good price. I get them from Costco, and it just means that if I haven't made flatbread or something, they're there for the kids to make themselves something. So they're just really handy to have in one of the crates. I got 12 of the tin corn, 12 of the basil pesto. I got the Kirkland's olive oil. They had it there again. So it's $60 for 6 litres at the moment, which is so much more expensive than it used to be. But the Aldi olive oil has also gone up, so it's $10.99 per litre now. So it's actually more expensive than the Kirkland again. So it was cheaper, and now it's more expensive than the Kirkland again. So we prefer the flavour of this one, so I grabbed that one. I got 2 of the sponge biscuits for making tiramisu and whatever else I want to make treats of for Christmas. A packet of nutritional yeast. Some garlic. I'm pretty sure we're only like this far into one, so that one will go on the shelf. 2 of the rice wine vinegars that we use for the sushi rice, and sauces for noodles and all sorts of things. Some ginger. This is more for some of the baking, and I want to make some gingerbread ice cream as well, which has ginger in it, and some mirin as well for our Asian cooking. I bought some hazelnuts. These were awfully expensive. It was $30 for the 1.1 kilos, but they are already blanched and roasted, which makes it really easy for me. And I want to make Nutella, but without dairy. So I'm going to do that. And what I might do is vacuum seal up some of these and stick them in the freezer, and that way we don't use them all and we have them there to spare. Cordial was on special at, I want to say Coles. Could have been Woolworths. I think it was Coles. This Golden Circle cordial is really nice. It's all of it's got fruit in it, no artificial colours and flavours and all that sort of stuff. Still nowhere near as good as our homemade stuff, but it's not bad. And it was like $2.25, I think, for the 2 litres. And because it's so hot at the moment, we're going through a lot of cordial. So what I did was I bought a few different flavours so that we've got them there for the summer. I also just bought a tropical juice because I wanted some juice. I got 24 tins of the coconut cream, and I got the hot dog buns. Anyone who's been here before knows that we have hot dogs for dinner on shopping night because Darryl cooks them for me. So I buy hot dog rolls. I got 2 of the 1 kilo honeys. These are $9.95 for a kilo at Costco. They're a really great price. But I also bought some of the smaller ones. We're having some problems with ants at the moment, being summer and stuff, so I bought some of the smaller containers as well. And these aren't quite as cheap. They're $1.09 or $1.16 per 100 versus the 99 cents per 100. I got 2 bags of coffee beans from Coles. I think I also got some from Costco that were on sale too. Some anchovies for pizzas. The ketchup that I buy, I only buy 1 of these every month, and that is mainly for the hot dogs. The kids use them for everything else as well throughout the month. I got a dozen of the dried spaghetti, and I think I got half a dozen of spirals. There's only a couple here, but I think I got half a dozen of those as well. Some rice vermicelli. We use this in the rice paper rolls. I got some new toothbrushes as well, and some microfiber kitchen cloths and a bunch of scourer pads. Some peanut butter. Again, I think there might even be a full one on the shelf, and this is just a backup. I got some vanilla from Aldi because it was a good price. I have 6 or 7 ounces of vanilla beans coming, but it'll be 6 months before I can have vanilla from that. So So I bought some vanilla from Aldi. I got some golden syrup for baking and a yeast. Again, I think that's just a backup for the shelf. I'm pretty sure I've still got most of one. I got some caster sugar for baking and our standard raw sugar. Last month I bought the icing sugar. We haven't used it yet, but I also have icing sugar. I wanted the caster sugar for pavlova. Some vegetable oil. We use this for deep frying. And the little cup ice cream cones, which is what we fall back on if there is no other cones. And I got these before I bought the waffle cones. They're much cheaper. They're $2.80 I think for 24. But I also want to make those cupcakes that you can make in the cones and bake in the cones and then put like green icing on and make them look like Christmas trees. I think that might be fun. I got a bunch of shampoo and conditioner. These were half price this month. So I grabbed a few of those to go on the shelf and some of the anti-dandruff one to try. Some of the kids are struggling with the heat and that itchy scalp, so we got some of that to try. Costco had the Nivea roll-on deodorants. It was $12 for the 6-pack, so I thought I'd grab that and that can sit on the shelf. And they also had $5 off the battery packs, so I grabbed some AA's and AAA's, which you always need around Christmas time. Dishwashing liquid. I got 6 of these dishwashing liquids. Some pads, and we got some corn chips. These are our favorite corn chips, Coles corn chips. They are the cheapest you can buy as well, which is great. Some wipes in the back there. We got some, these were half price at the moment. Struggling with bugs in the heat, especially in the bathroom because we leave the bathroom light on all night, so the room fills up with bugs and stuff. So these, you can set them on a timer so they only run part of the day, and they have the odorless spray, which doesn't seem to bother anyone. Both of these were half price, so I grabbed a few to try, and the refills were half price as well, so I thought I'd do all that all at once. I also bought some laundry detergent from Costco. Now, we normally buy the Aldi laundry detergent, but we're finding it's not working with the new front-loading washing machine. We don't use as much in the front loader as we would in the top loader, and it's just not working as well. So I went through all the ones at Costco. This one has no SLS and it seems to be gentle and all the rest of it, so we're going to give this one a go. It was the best price. It's 225 loads and it was like $34, so it was the best price too. I got some spray and wipe. It came in a 4-pack. I opened one because I sprayed out one of the Eskies that was full of ants when I went to put stuff in it. I bought this one, which we normally buy at Aldi. Before I ended up buying that pack as well, and I bought packs of cable ties, and these were for the kids. Have been making costumes out of cardboard lately and using these to join the pieces of cardboard and stuff, so I bought a bunch of different sizes of those. Okay, table number 2. First up, I grabbed some potatoes. I just grabbed these from Costco because I didn't need too many. They do not last in the weather at the moment. So I grabbed 2 5-kilo bags from Costco and the small red ones from Costco as well. I think the large ones are $1.60 a kilo. The small ones are $2 a kilo. I also grabbed carrots from Costco as, again, I just didn't need a 20-kilo bag. I think they're $1.20 per kilo. So I grabbed 4 of them, which is about 12 kilos of carrots. I grabbed some pineapples. They had these little tiny pineapples. They were just the last that they had left in the cold room. They were $1.50 each, so I will can up some for pizza toppings, make some pineapple cordial, and I will freeze some for smoothies and ice cream and things like that. I grabbed half a dozen figs. They were $2 each, and they just looked really, really nice. They got a little bit squished, so I'm going to have to make sure I use them pretty quickly, but they were just really nice looking. And I watched Jamie Oliver do a fig compote with a cheesecake, which sounded really nice, so I wanted to give that a go as well. I got half a kilo of lychees just because it's a gorgeous summer fruit and I wanted to give them a go. They were $20 a kilo, so didn't get too many. The garlic was $8 a kilo, so I grabbed some of that. Some of it has some sprouting points, so I might try and plant it, but otherwise we make ginger beer and cordials and all sorts of things out of that, and I love having ginger in the freezer to use. They had these corn. They were a box of 14 and each one was $2 each. So I grabbed a box of those because we all love corn and, you know, this is the right season for it. I grabbed 2 celeries and they are for seafood salad and for stock and things like that. So they will just be used for that. They get wrapped in foil while we don't need them. A box of nectarines. The stone fruit was $25 for a 10-kilo box. So I got yellow peaches as well as the nectarines for $25 each.
2 boxes of bananas. Now that we've got the extra freezer room, I can freeze a whole box of bananas for smoothies and ice cream and things. They were $35 per 15 kilo box this month. They really vary in price. Standard apples, red gala apples, I got a box which is about 18 kilos and it was $2 a kilo. And I grabbed these really gorgeous looking mangoes. They were $25 a tray, so not particularly cheap, but at this time of year they're just so nice that it's worth grabbing some. I also grabbed these bags of onions. They were on clearance. They were $5 for 10 kilo bags, so I grabbed 2 of them and I'm going to make a whole lot of the caramelized onion jam out of them.
Alrighty, table number 3. We have a couple of packets of chocolate chips. Now, the Kirkland's chocolate chips are slightly cheaper. They're $21 for 2.1 kilos or whatever, and these are $16 for a kilo. They're cheaper anyway, but the Kirkland ones have dairy in them and these ones don't, and they were on special for $16 a kilo, so I grabbed those. I got some of our coconut milk. This is the coconut milk we use in our hot coffees. I got some Costco coffee beans. These were on special as well for $16, I think it was. So every now and again I buy a slightly more expensive one just as a treat. This is Kavik's request every time I go to Costco, the dehydrated vegetables, so we grabbed those. Some garbage bags. I grabbed a litre of cream for myself for my Christmas baking, some broccoli, some asparagus and the broccolini. I also grabbed some peanut M&Ms because they were on special and they're my favourite. This is the cheese that I buy each month. I've still got some left from last month, but I grabbed some more, and same as the cream cheese, I bought this for the cheesecake that I want to make. I grabbed 2 of the rolled pork roasts. They were $7.99 a kilo, but each one was $10 off, I think, so it was $10 off per pack as well that I got the discount. I actually meant to get beef trim today, and I went to the counter and asked for some, and he said it was going to take him about half an hour, and then I forgot to go back. So hopefully there's enough mince in our freezer to do us. I got a pack of the puff pastry. I also got these were new. It worked out about $14 a kilo, which isn't too bad for something that's pre-cooked, and I just thought it'd be nice as a treat. They're maple glazed chicken nibbles. I grabbed our hot dog sausages that we like, some maple bacon, some ham. This ham was the same price as the ham that I normally buy, but the ham that I normally buy is not made from Australian pork, so I grabbed this one instead to give a go. I grabbed a pork belly. This one was also $7 off per pack, so they were on sale. And I grabbed a ham, and the ham was $10 off per pack, so that was on special too. I grabbed some shredded cheese for myself. I buy this about every 4 or 5 months, and it lives in the freezer. Some of the salami we like, and I got 6 of the chicken thighs, which are running at, what are they running at the moment? $11.29 a kilo, and 2 of the breasts, which are $9.89 a kilo. Alrighty, we're on table 4, I think. And I got 2 of the little just bacon bits from the butcher. They're $4.99 a kilo, good for hot dogs tonight or for in like bolognese, things like that. I splurged on some steak for us for this month, which I said I would for Darryl, so I got rib fillet. It was $29.90 a kilo, and we always like having steak with prawns at Christmas time. It's very much a splurge having, expensive steak as well as expensive prawns. I bought seafood salad mix because we make seafood salad, and we also like it in sushi. I got a whole bunch of spring roll pastry because I'm going to make some spring rolls in bulk now that we've got extra freezer space. Some hummus for the kids. I do make them hummus, but I haven't for a while, and this is their preferred brand, and it was on sale, so I grabbed it. I also grabbed some gyoza wrappers. Again, I can make these, but I find them really, really painful, so I grabbed some from, I think, Coles or Woolworths or wherever. I grabbed a 2-litre milk. This is the Surreal pasteurized milk that is unhomogenized, so it has the cream on top, and this happens to be my friend who I met at the pub for lunch. Her father owns this company, so the fruit shop sells it, so I thought I'd grab some to try. I grabbed some L&P for Darryl because it's his favourite, and some frozen veggies. This is my preferred frozen veggies. They were on sale, $1.50 off or something per kilo, so I grabbed 6 of them to go in the freezer. This I didn't order. This came because they mixed up my freezer bags. I got someone else's freezer bags, and what was in it was kind of boring, which was sad, but it was some of these frozen chips and some of the frozen veggies that are in the individual steam packs, so I left them with Mum to use, and I brought these home. I got some mascarpone for the tiramisu. I got my prawns. So the prawns were on sale for $14 a kilo. We get the banana prawns, Australian ones. They are raw, shell on, and the 2 boxes cost me $140, and I had it all in Flybys points. So these basically didn't cost me anything. I also grabbed some cherries. They had 2 kilo boxes of cherries for $15, so $7.50 a kilo. So I grabbed 2 of them. Alrighty, and the last lot of stuff I got a box of cucumbers. It was $20 for a box, and the kids love cucumbers, just eating them as snacks. Plus we'll make some sushi and stuff as well. A couple of drumhead cabbages, and a 10 kilo box of these really nice big cherry tomatoes. Hopefully we get lots from the garden soon, but in the meantime, we got those. So there you go. As I said, quite a few bits and pieces that I wouldn't normally buy, a few things that I would normally buy that I didn't grab. I did forget the beef trim, as I said when I was showing it, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm transferring the old chest freezer to the new chest freezer, and in the process I'll be able to really inventory exactly what's in the freezer. I normally pull everything out, check and put it back, but it's not quite the same as transferring it from one to another. So hopefully I'll be able to see exactly what's in there. And I might have more mince than I realised, but we are low on spaghetti bolognese, which is something that I normally freeze, so I do need to make that. But I bought the big tins of tomatoes and stuff last month to do that, and I hadn't got around to it yet. So I already had that. So yeah, a few extra things for the shelf, as well as some extras for Christmas, and I'm okay. $2,600, it's a little over what I'd normally spend for 6 weeks, but because Christmas falls in this time period, I'm okay with it. And I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys on the next videos. Hopefully the next ones will be all the things that I'm figuring out what to do with everything. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.